have over 70 pounds of beef fat to render. For anyone that's new here, I render down my own beef fat to make into tallow for skincare, soaps, candles, for cooking oil, for literally everything. I'm gonna do a series where I give you a step-by-step of how to render your own beef fat. First, you're gonna go to your local butcher or anyone that you know that raises their own cattle. You're gonna ask for beef suet or leaf fat. That's gonna be the most pure beef fat that you can get. It's gonna be fat from the kidneys and different organs around there. And that's what you want to be using on your skin. But when it comes to like cooking and making your candles and your soap, you can use any type of beef fat. So fat trimmings is totally okay if you have that. And let's start rendering this down. So we're gonna just start chopping this up into like small little cubes. And I'm gonna fill up as much as I can in my crock pot bowl to render down tonight, and the rest I'm just gonna put in baggies so I can just grab and go whenever I want to render down more. I like to cut it up in like small bits like this. I'm gonna keep cutting this up. This is gonna take me a while. I'll be back. We're gonna be doing a wet render, which means we're gonna put some water and some salt in there to really purify it as it's melting down. So I do about a little bit under a quart of water, and I'm just gonna cover that. It doesn't matter what you use, but I prefer using the canning salt that I have. And I do about 1/4 of a cup of salt. I'm gonna cover it a little bit more with the water just to get that salt in there. You're gonna put it on low heat. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and I let this go all night, but I'll show you kind of what to look for when your tallow is ready to go. It's been 8 hours, and this is how it's looking. I'm gonna keep this going overnight, and we'll see how it looks in the morning. I will consider this done. So something like this, the color is golden, the fat's turning brown, it's time to strain it. I like to use stainless steel bowls when I'm putting it in the fridge to cool off. I like to use a mesh strainer. I'll set it in there, and then I like to go the extra mile. I like to get paper towels and use it as a filter. Then I go in with the fine mesh strainer again, and I put that on top. So this is what it's gonna look like. Scoop up some of these fat bits and put it in by hand. I like to kind of squish it around as well, get all that good stuff out. Once I squeeze all the liquid out, I just dump this in the trash. Okay, now we're just gonna pour the rest in. Lift up this strainer and let this filter through. This is how it's gonna look. We're gonna put this in the fridge for a full 24 hours. I'll be back tomorrow for part 2 of rendering your own tallow. Stay tuned.